Now, I'm going to start off this workshop by going over some basics with you. We call Management 101, okay? I'm going to define some terms, and you should write these down because they're important, because I'm going to be referring back to them throughout the workshop, right? The first one is particle. And a particle, as defined here, body, dispatch, raw materials, whatever. A particle is anything that moves in your office. You can even refer to a patient as a particle. What are other examples of a particle?
The doctor, even the equipment maybe?
Well, certainly if it's being delivered, supplies coming in, mail, a package coming in, a patient can be referred to as a particle. Moving through, anything that moves through the organization, phone messages, charts, okay, letters, right? And so it becomes pretty obvious that the particles are the things you need to control, right? And if you walk into some offices, what do you see? Particles everywhere. Stacks of charts, letters, mail that has never been opened sitting on the doctor's desk, things like that. Particles everywhere. Terminal. A point that receives, relays, and sends communication. So this is anybody in your practice that can receive a particle and then pass it on. That would be a terminal. What's the most obvious terminal in the practice?
Receptionist.
Thank you, receptionist. Receptionist. A receptionist is the person that gets every particle, right? People come in, deliveries are made, patients walk in, letters delivered. That's the first terminal that handles the particle. Phone rings, right? That could be considered a particle as well, the message she has to take. Okay, now lines. Lines, a fixed pattern of terminals who originate and receive and relay orders and information in an organization. So the lines are what connects the organization. As an example, here's like a very simple example of a flow in an organization. You have a terminal connected to another terminal with a line. In this case, we're calling it a communication line. And you have particles that move along those lines. What would be an example of that? I mean, couldn't this be a patient? This could be a patient comes in, meets with a receptionist, moves, maybe takes a history right there, goes over, gets, maybe meets with the chair side, gets kind of comfortable in the chair. Doctor comes in, meets with the patient, asks a few questions, conducts an exam, person receives the care, and exits the practice. Okay, that'd be a particle moving between terminals along the organization. Now, what I'm leading up to here is how well organized your practice is, or how disorganized it is. Write this law down. Here's a law of business that is very, very important. Control equals income. Control equals income. And control consists of start, change, stop. Now this is pretty obvious in something like driving your car. If you can't start, change, and stop your car, what happens? Your brakes fail, you can't steer, you're in trouble, right? Pretty obvious. In business, to the degree that you can start, change, and stop particles, you're going to be in control. And guess what? Control equals income. People tell me they want to have more income in their practice. They want more income. They come to me and say, Ben, help me improve the bottom line. I want more net. What they're actually telling me is, I'm out of control. There are parts of my business that I can't control, and I don't know what to do. So, going back to that example, start, change, and stop, we have to look at the particles in your organization and see how well they're being controlled. Or, if they're out of control. And I'm going to show you tonight how particles can go out of control.